In this video, we're going to talk about RDP Shortpath for Public Network Control in Nerdio Manager for Enterprise 4.7. Previously, in Nerdio Manager for Enterprise, we've had a scripted action to enable the use of Shortpath for Public Networks, or UDP connectivity. We have amended this in the 4.7 release to include a host pool option to control this functionality. In order to configure it, click into the properties of your host pool. And click into the VM deployment tab. You can see that we have a new RDP Shortpath option. Details for which can be found from the tooltip. It'll take you directly through to the Microsoft article, where you can read more about the function. It's important to remember that when making changes to the RDP Shortpath configuration, this will affect both RDP Shortpath for public and private network configuration. They use the same registry key for enablement and disablement, and so please bear in mind that if you're disabling for public networks, it will also disable for private networks. And again, we provide a link to the same article for further configuration details. This function is enabled by default in new versions of the Microsoft Windows 10 and 11 image. Therefore, the default behavior for this function is to make no change to the registry entries on a host. By default, it will be enabled, and it will be up to the administrator to either block it via a network configuration or to make changes to the registry or group policy to prevent the use of UDP connectivity. We have two additional options. Enable will force the required registry keys and therefore the use of RDP Shortpath for public networks. And disabled will force the disablement registry entry to prevent access or to prevent usage via UDP. When enabled, you'll be able to view the connectivity performance. As you can see, mine's fairly poor, but also crucially the protocol in use, and you can see in this instance that UDP is enabled. If UDP is not enabled, you'll likely see WebSocket as the connection protocol there. So this function can be used for all host pools in your environment, and you can specify either default, enabled, or disabled. Our suggestion would be, certainly for new versions of the Windows image, to leave RDP Shortpath in the default state, unless you have made changes to the image and wish to correct them, in which case enabled would allow you to force this registry entry. If for whatever reason you require the UDP protocol to be disabled, or you are facing issues with connectivity through the new protocol, please use disabled, and this will force the fallback to a WebSocket-based connectivity. I hope this video has been useful. Thank you for your time, and we will see you again.